Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from all over the world. My name is OS, and we are back again on the Music Business Podcast. Today, we are going to be having something different. We're going to be looking at, we're trying to look back at our, should I say, our roots. We're trying to look at development of music business, music as the entertainment in Ondo City. And I have foremost a very, very important person with me, someone who has been in the industry for ages, who knows all the intricacies of how the business and the industry is done, the development and the value, the importance of having intellectual knowledge, the importance of producing substantive content when it comes to the music and the entertainment industry. So today I'm going to be having a good time with Mr. Dele Fasan that we all know as Genesis. And good morning, sir.
Good day, Mr. Sam.
Yes, I want to say thank you so much for allowing this to happen because I know it's been a very busy period for you and for you to create a time to share your wealth of knowledge, experience, and story with the world. I think that's something beautiful, and I hope we are going to have a good time today. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into it right now. You've been in the industry for a while now. I said for a while, but you're not too big. So, can you
Uh,
share with us your journey in the entertainment industry, particularly Nigeria? Then I want you to bring it down to Ondo City, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Olajengbesi. It's a pleasure having you here at the Genesis Gallery, and I hope your coming will be a lot of fruitful things. Well, to the question, um, entertainment, my involvement, well, it all started when I was in Lagos. I have this love for entertainment, music, and songs and things like that. But I would say my going into the entertainment started, like I said, with the music of listening to some notable musicians in those good old days, like some old songs from Fela, uh, James Brown, and King Sonny Ade, and at the same time, some who I like tunes like Rex Lawson, uh, a host of others like that, Julius Araba. So the influence started from that end. Then later, when things started evolving, my living in Lagos exposed me to a lot of entertainment activities. So in the course of days, I used to go out, when there are parties. What I mean parties now, within our vicinity, because I grew up somewhere along Falomo area in Lagos there. And there a lot of activities used to come up, and I involved myself dancing with some of my friends and things like that, and singing. So the thing kept evolving. But somewhere along the line, in my secondary school days, I started getting really involved in the music thing. So I have this privilege of meeting some young artists, and in the course of that, I started, you know, having the interest more and more into music. And
But did you sing, sir? Like sing?
no, no, I don't sing, but I love, in my, out when I'm at home, I do that too. But
Okay, in the
outside,
shower. Yeah.
but not to go to stage and start singing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So always I have it in me. I have that music something in me in it. I love music a lot, like I said. So I started, getting involved and things like that. So uh, young guys we do things together, and the interest developed. I started buying records. The two money I have, that gives to me. I go all out when I hear there's a song that is out. I go out to buy Sonia Ade Fela and things like that. Even when those audio CDs, I mean audio cassettes then that we used to have, those small small ones, I used to buy them, with my pocket money and things like that. So I started collecting music, keeping things together and records. The one that we use in buying clothes and things like that. I
Right.
decided to for music, buy cassettes and things like that. So that is just continuing to evolve. And well, let me just go to this one. When I was in the secondary school, because there are some of the changing points in my life. I met, no, not the men, because I draw too, I sketch.
Wow.
So my literature teacher of, of blessed memory now, Mr. Undubisi Okwechime, entertainment journalist, used to manage Fela's affair
Wow.
and Femi Adekola Pokuti. So he used to come to my second, no, he was a part-time teacher then at my secondary school, Gaskia College, Kaduso, in Badia area. He used to come there for part-time something, my literature teacher. So there was a day he saw the sketch I did on Fela. He now told me that, Dele, are you the one that I said, yes, I'm the one. I said, okay, I'm taking you to Fela. I said, I thought he was just joking. So at the end of the day, he said I should bring that sketch the next, uh, when he will come the next Thursday. Then I forgot about it. So it was, he said, Dele, you didn't bring this sketch. I said, no, I told him, he said, what about this guy? I said, I'm not having it with me. He now said, okay, well, notwithstanding, I'll just take you to Fela's place.
Wow.
So that was how I went to Fela's house there. That was not the first Kalakuta. It was when he had moved down to, is it Ajike Farumbi or whatever, somewhere around Ikeja. I got there, that day. And that was when Fela too was about going to the studio. He released there, he was working on Suffering and Smiling then. So myself and my literature teacher then, I said, Mori, Indubiso Kuchime. We boarded, Fela drove the bus himself with the Queens, all of us. We went to EMI studio at Papa. So we got there, we were outside. Fela went to the studio to listen. Well, I had the sound, the Suffering and Smiling. This suffer for all the. So thereafter, we left the studio. Then we went, Fela was just cruising around the town. We then went back to. Then I left from school, mind you.
That's like a full day with Fela.
Yeah, I left from school. So after my day's activities in the school, we went around. So we came back to uh, Kalakuta. Then it was a nice time there. Another time again, I went there. Fela was going out. I followed him also with so Femi was with us too then. So we dropped. He was still attending Igbobi College then. So we went out, on my way going. He dropped Femi at the Keja roundabout. He was wearing khaki of Igbobi College then, though he had been doing some music or something during his school days in the secondary school. So what I'm just trying to say there is that I don't know, I wouldn't know to call that maybe trance or whatever, because I went to school, but my dad didn't know that I've been going out with this thing. So that was out. So from there, the interest started developing. I'm so close to that Mr. Okuchime. He's an entertainment journalist. He worked with very close to Nduka Bagbina, the man who organizes this Arise shows and things like that, and who owns the Tuesday newspaper. So he took me around. I used to go out. I met people in the course of moving around with him. My teacher, but he brought himself to that level where, he interacted with me, not looking at me as a student, you know. So we're going out doing a lot of things. I go to shrine, but the thing is that very, very interesting those days,
I
just
mean, this in world like this, there would have been a lot of pictures, videos together.
well, I have pictures of Fela with me,
Wow.
and Um, yes, I have some pictures of Fela with me because that man really worked. Because even he was the one in the course of our going around when Femi left Fela. I used to go there when Femi was trying to form his band, somewhere around the is it Ogba or whatever. Some guys, was putting. It was this people in Kwechime that started managing him then before, when he had his first show at the Row Park, Ababa. I was there too. The debut performance of Femi and Nicola Bukuta, I was there. Then the sisters and everything, they were all the music.
That's what I feel like maybe your time with Fela influenced your
A lot, a lot.
your enthusiasm
In
and
music, because let me just take it. Let me do some back something again.
yes,
Because
sir.
when I was listening to all this Jamkuku and Ojutoshu, those so old like I got really involved with Fela. Even before meeting Okwechime, but it was Okwechime again that developed that interest in me. Yeah, because the background was laid, in the 70s, when I was in Lagos listening to Fela's music and things like that. The oldies were during the Kola Lubitos and the African 70, you know. So
Our Gen Z, what is sorry.
so
Wow.
that was it. I don't know. I'm mixing. You
No,
don't have
no,
to get things right.
I'm getting
So
the story right.
because the man is a very great man, and I felt happy meeting Fela. But I didn't finish that story because the only time when I went to Fela's place again, I took that picture actually to that place, and he saw I got there. So when do we say now showed Fela the picture I sketched, and he looked at it. He looked at it. Okay, okay. Some of the queens, I did it with pen. So I'm going, "Ele Onshoko mi, Ele Onshoko wa nkankan,"
Wait, the queens are like men.
Yeah, in the house. One of them, I think, is it Alaki or whatever now? Yeah. Femi was there. Yeni was there. Sola was there. I think Lindsay Barrett, he's Jamaican, a brother to this man who used to play, who's this man? Plays with Bob Marley's bass guitar. He's a brother to him, but he nationalized it there in Nigeria. Call him Lindsay Barrett, was with Fela, a friend to Fela was there. Larry Williams too was there. He play right dead now. They were there, they saw that thing. Even that day, Fela sent me outside. When somebody went out and he asked me to go and call that person. I felt elated, with Fela, we were there together and things like that. So that was how he looked at the picture, he didn't say, okay, this is beautiful and things like that. So I got so much involved in Fela. If I start talking about Fela, you won't leave this place. So
I knew you were, I didn't
because
even know you had this kind of interpersonal relationship.
no, I did because even when the house got burnt, when we were living in Obalende then, I was still in the secondary school. When I heard about it, I have to leave for Kalakuta at Idioro then. You know, I witnessed all this thing, even till the burial. I was there. I have pictures of the burial that I took there. I was there. I went for the line in state and a lot of things. So when I'm talking about Fela, I'm always possessed, because he also exposed me by going to the shrine. All these books I read, Nkrumah, Lumumba, Sikuture, you know, going to him, he preached Blackism. And I really got involved, even, even if I keep talking, my father had, when I was among people who went to arrest Fela at Kalakuta, because my father used to feed us with some of the things that happened there. And my mother happened to be a food contractor at Alabo. I used to carry food, to the Kalakuta, I mean to Alagbon, because that was where Fela got that, what I call it, he brought about Kalakuta. It was when they locked him at Alagbon that he brought out the Kalakuta something. I used to be one of those, I mean, my mother is a food contractor there, and we used to give them food there. So I had the opportunity of seeing Fela one on one, the mother too before he died, and Beko Ransoputi, the junior brother. So at times he would send me again to go when he was in the Kalakuta that after going to the courts, maybe Olosikot Lane, one shaking it down. So when they come back, there was a paper they used to call Evening Times there. So he will now ask me, please go and buy me Evening Times. We want the future fella on the front page. I will go to
What a
Ballinger and
feature
about
Fela.
yeah, I'll go there and buy the newspapers, I will bring them back to the where they were staying there at the Kalakuta. So you distribute some of them to the. If I go on with fella, it's just
I
it's a
would
very big
say
thing.
there's probability that if he hadn't died when he
Yeah,
died, maybe you
yeah.
might have been able to become a member of his team, maybe management or something.
No, the thing is that you won't believe it. I I love Fela, but okay, talking about it was after his demise that
Yes.
I belong to the Fela International Movement. I was even the number one on the ID, I have on the ID card because after he got out of his team, the brother Bek or some to a human rights activist because I'm a human rights. I belong to the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights with Barrister Falana and others were together then, and Kiamo, we are all together. This present minister,
Wow.
we're all together. That's another story again. So, what am I trying to get there? I'm driving at. I was talking about Fela, no,
Fela.
yeah, the Fela International movement. When we talk very part of the management, that's also the area I involved myself because when he was in the when he was released, so we formed that Fela International movement and Beko and other and the Beko, Femi Fala and other of us were together to push that thing through. So we used that only to seek for his release and things like no, that it was before he was released. We used that one to work for his release, then create awareness internationally. So that was part of where I would say, okay, look, I'm part of the Fela management or maybe part of the organization to set him free there. We organize shows then because we have to reach out to people like King Sonny Ade, Orlando Owo, to come and be part of the show to sensitize the people for the release of Fela then. So I hope I've not mixed the issues
No, no,
up.
no, no, not at
So
all.
you know how to go about. So the thing is that just so when I'm talking about it, I always get obsessed. I don't know. He's a great man. He's
He's
a
a
great
great
man.
man.
He's a great man.
I love him. I love Fela. I love
So
his
I'm using
music.
East now because I
Yes.
don't believe he's dead.
His music lives on
He
now. His
lives, he
legacy
lives,
lives
he
on. So
lives, he lives.
then his offspring are doing
They
wonderfully
are
well.
doing very well.
They're
And the
doing
same that thing again. Sorry,
no problem.
because let me just point out that you know how to go about it. Then again, talking about meeting. I was privileged again to meet with Majek Fashek.
Wow.
Yeah, because there was a day I was just going on the road around the Costain area. I met the trauma, Black Hole Rise. I think there were four in the band then, the Jastics. That was the band Majek was in. Amos McCroy, Black Hole Rise, Majek Fashek, and there's one other guy again. So I gave that guy I gave him a lift, who rise. So it was the next day he asked me that he said I should come. He gave me his complimentary card. I should come to Anthony Village, that he would like to see me. So when I went there, it was then I met Majek Fashek, the one of the Send Out the Ring fame.
Yeah.
We were there. He was using the voice cutter then. So I started with Black Rice, but later I got close to Majek Fashek. So I used to take them around there. I have a 504 there. So I just took the band members, we go around and things like that to their shows. I carry them, sort of. So it got even to a stage that they were about releasing a song. They reach out to me, maybe I'll be of support to them and things like that. I said, okay, I'll see what I can do. Then later started. So later, Majek told me that he would like to do his own thing. You know, it was then he had his box guitar. He played this "Send Down the Rain." You know, uh, I had it first. On the box guitar. He
Wow.
played it, and I said, "Wow, this sound is going to be great." You know, so he now said, "How I go about it in supporting him?" I had some little change then. I said, "Okay, let me see what I will do." So not until I now I was just going around. One day I went to one of my girl. When I say one, I have a girlfriend there. Just one of. I don't go with women. So she happened to be working in the Portland Cement and used to buy this Vanguard newspaper. Then he saw something. I mentioned the issue of my relationship with the Majek Fashek and things like that. And he then told me that, look, your friend, I saw something. These people, these Bobby Benson children, they said they are going to sue them. That if they do this, if they do that. I said, wow, what really happened that they want to sue them? He showed me the newspaper. I went through it. So later on, when I met with Majek, diplomatically, I tried to, because we agreed on initially that I will give them the money. But I was looking at the legal implication. Somebody, a big name, even though the Bobby Benson, their grandfather, the one who sang If You Marry Taxi Driver, I Don't Care. It's a very big name, Bobby Benson. Then what have I done? So Bobby Benson, they told me now I that my girlfriend told me, look at this, something that I should be very careful. And I looked at it. And when I saw Majek, I told him, I said, I'm not too sure that I'll be able to, because look at the legal something that is hanging on your neck. How do I go about it? And I don't have much on me. So let's see let's just take our time. Let's see how you sort yourself out with the Bobby Benson's family. So that was how I just chilled and the whole thing died down there. But we still have really, I used to go out, we go down. And then I love his music then because when you listen to his voice, it's as if you are listening, you are hearing Bob Marley. and a very multi instrumentalist. Virtually every musical instrument, very good. And even then, oh, it's a pity. You know, Majek know the smoke. No, 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 no. He never. But the way he died now just really surprised me because there are times you will talking about Fela that look, my brother, Fela maybe say they look up to all these things supposed to do this, supposed to do that. But at the end of the day, when it wasn't who fed for this drug thing. So I don't know. Maybe we'll still talk about the issue of drug in the entertainment business. So in short, all this my rambling chat is just my musical foray into meeting some of these people. A lot of the people I met then.
But then, when did you start your own thing, like maybe managing artists or scouting artists? No, because the most interesting part, I heard that you are instrumental to the development of artists like Olu Maintain. So how did you guys come to be, start working together to
Well,
pull
the
that
thing,
up?
what actually happened when I came down to Undo, I now I floated this foundation. I call it Genesis Entertainment Foundation, and I use that platform to bring up, to expose these young ones, because those who enrolled into the foundation then, as young as even 4 years old, I allow them and I give them free registration, and I used to, I mean, interface with them, try to let them know the rudiments of entertainment and things like that. Because most of them, the kind of exposure they had with me, even those people who are, far ahead of them, they don't have the kind of exposure. So we used to have our meetings there. My purpose is that I want to bring up people from my own end here. So I created that for entertainment foundation. I started doing organized shows for them within the premises. We started doing that, and then we called one again World Music Day. I am the first person that brought it even to Ondo State because I got that idea from Lagos because I used to attend uh, the one organized by the French Cultural Center at Koi there. So when I came down to Ondo, I brought it. When I started the foundation, I now started that too. So every June or thereabout, we used to organize the World Music Day. So all these young guys, you know, they come out, they dance, they do all sort of things, they sing and everything. So that was why I started nurturing them, and I want to thank people like DJ Lakers because they were supportive. He used to bring down his musical, not a big one now. He has some, he used to be a DJ and he used to sell this. So some of his public address system, he used it to support the thing we are doing here. So all these students, I mean, those young ones, they come, I have the interest, started developing them, you know, some of the information that maybe when they are doing all these golden tones music concert, whatever happens, I try to bring it to them, and they. So later on, some of them, even Olu Maintain, used to come here then. Olu Maintain then, he happened to be, though the dad uh, going to be one of my club member. When I mean club member, I have a video club then, so the father enrolled and they used to come and collect things. Olu too will come with the sister and the brother. And then as time goes on, knew that the music thing is in me, so they'll come. I will just try to put him around. This how to go about it, this how to go about it. You know. Then I at the same time, because I like motivating the youth to give them the vision of tomorrow. So I would say, okay, Maria, one of these days I'll see you on that stage of the golden tones, and it happened, you know. So I started putting that thing in his mind. So and some others like that, like Jira Piano, used to be part of me here too, and others are into broadcasting and things like that. So I use this place to nurture them, and at the end of the year, I felt happy with what I'm doing because today when I look back, seeing some of them, I feel very happy because they've impacted. Like who's the other guy again? Remy, no, a lot of them, because some of them are outside the country, like J12, a lawyer to Jide, Jide, Olowoyeye, or something of that now. He's a barrister now. He also, and Tomiwa Hawkins, they are all member of my uh, entertainment foundation, Shola Famuboa. uh, 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 was it a lot of them, but they some of them are making waves in the entertainment industry now. Yeah, so we use this place. That was what I came to do. I use that platform to bring people together. People come as far as Ekiti, Alundo, when we have programs to come and be part of the Genesis Entertainment programs. So I don't know if that one answered your question to
Answered,
some
but
extent.
after they moved on, you don't keep the rapport, or there was no business arrangement or planning with all these boys that were just being mentored by you by the time they were around.
Maybe there's a continuity
Yes, yes.
between us. We used to, so then what I try to do is just to be creating a platform
But
for them to move on. So now I'm entering another phase now because that's where the monitoring now comes. Because when I monitor them what they are doing now. So they try to reach out to me, and I still try to advise them this is how to go about it and things like that because they are all now grown up. At that stage, they were still young. So I started creating that platform. I created that platform for them so that they will become somebody. And to God be the glory. Some of them stood up something, and they come a lot of people, and that was in the course of doing that. Your brother also came now, Dr. Olajengbesi, to just have some. We used to rub up mine, because we felt that this man is going to get closer to him. Apart from the fact that to some extent I knew later that we are family friends, you know.
wow.
Mm. So I don't know if that answers your question. I would
It
say
does,
maybe
but
to some extent, but
okay.
there's still a but. What's the but?
No, no, no. So what I was going to say is that um what would you now say is the key to the success of this artist during that era, and this success back then? Maybe I don't know what you guys were going to the strategy you were giving to them that they were using them, but all the strategy, do you think it will still be relevant in this current age now?
Yeah, you see, one thing is professionalism. And I'm happy when you came out with this your book. I don't know whether to mention that there. The 21 Commandments of Music is like a Bible of entertainment or things like that. Because one thing I try to nurture in the minds of these young ones is that is professionalism. At that stage, you should do things professionally because in the course of my entertainment journey, I've seen big shows. I've watched big shows, featuring Fela, Sonny Ade, and some Jamaicans icons when they did the reggae song Splash in Lagos when they came, all these reggae musicians. I've seen shows at a very high level. So it's that standard I brought
Bro.
to Undo, and I try to inculcate it into the mind of the young ones here. So some of them, when they go out, they'll say, Daddy or Oga, àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń kọ́ wa yẹn, ó really wúlò fún wa later long. Because even in terms of keeping, how to keep to time, how to comport yourself, how to, when you're on stage, how to manage your stage affairs and things like that, I taught them all. You understand? And when it comes to interview like this, if they are going out for interview, or the way they are going to deliver their stuff and things like that, I try to put them together. I mean, they come together, and I educate them all about entertainment. And I think I felt so happy when I see people when they do things because some of the ideas I used to give to some of them, I mean, that they should not go to all these pubs and where they'll just go there, people just listen to me. I mean, drinking joints, they just sing, people will drinking and just go away. But try to find a place whereby people will really be interested in your arts. Not necessarily they just come and use you to drink and things
To
like
have
that.
fun.
And that really
Like,
happened because some of these my guys, they have learnt this lesson very well. They try to do things in a more professional. They are young people. They approach it from from this level of with this professionalism, whatever they approach, whatever they are doing with it, and I think it goes a long way. Even to their dressing, the way they talk, and like I said, their comportment, they try to. So when we say Genesis, I always say, look, you are number one, you are our ambassador. You don't just do things haphazardly.
yeah, yeah.
You just put some because that's all what professionalism is all about. You don't do it because others are doing it. You must put everything into it so that people will know that yes, you excel. If people like great artists like Leonardo da Vinci, they put in their best. So we have to put in our best. So they did that. They learned that from me, you know. And that's why even when they come out with their videos, it's of high quality. In those days, if you look at Olu Maintain's video, you know that they're high quality because those are some of the things they try to get from it. That do things if you want to do it well, so that when anybody is coming that they want to engage your services, they will know that they are going to pay premium on you. You don't do things in a mediocre way, and it has paid. It paid a lot. It paid a lot.
So, um, right now, sir,
Yeah,
the space you are right now,
yeah.
I see it's not like you are as active in the industry as you used to be. So, what would you say is prompted this shift, and what are you currently working on now?
Yeah, you see, you are right. Your observation. I well, as an activist, I used to be an activist too. So what caused that low? That I went into politics.
Okay.
That was a diversion, but that thing, really distracted me. And when it comes to politics, I'm always on the opposite side. I don't go to the mainstream because I always say that when you are going to politics, you have to be altruistic. You have to have the minds of, I mean, just imagine somebody who has related with Fela, Nicola Pucci, Ganifawe, Femi Falano, and the
The
others.
mindset
So
is
it's I have that activist mind, So I don't get myself involved in any type of the kind of politics I want to be is developmental politics, where I contribute to my community. At a point in time, I contested as a councillor, and at the same time, I headed a political party. I headed the national conscience of Ganifawe in Ondo State. So a lot of this, even like I said, I am an activist. So I took a break. I went into this political thing. So I this entertainment thing went down. But now I want to revive it, and I'm reviving it, and I want to come out in a very big way. And it's not just entertainment because I want to leave a legacy. So the what I'm trying to do now is that I want to create something that will be lifelong. You know, people will come, they will see that this thing will leave us mark in the footprint of time. So the next phase is now is that one, I want to have an entertainment museum, where all the artists uh, within and outside, most especially from Undo, because we don't keep history, we don't document things. So I want to make the Genesis Gallery. There will be a Hall of Fame, and any artist that we are inducting into this place will have to have whatever their souvenirs and whatever. Is it guitar? Is it trophies or whatever they use? So we put it there, and those who are coming, they will come and they will see, and there will be a curator to guide them around. This so person did so thing. Baba Julongbe released so album at so time. Adi Kelly did so thing. Tokpale Olajengbesi did so thing, and their pictures. So I'm trying to have a hall of fame, and where all the efforts of the artists and even those ones that I develop will not go in vain. Understand? So we have to keep legacies, so that people. So that's one of the plans I have in mind. And at the same time, I want to create this place as an entertainment hub, whereby young artists and those young and old, they will have a place. Because yeah, so it's not a place. What I have in mind is that we are going to have within these premises, we are going to have a stage, where we have dramatists, poets, and everybody will unfold themselves. Because yeah, yeah, and we develop more talents and give them platform because it will be an entertainment hub, cultural hub where people will come. It's not just to come and drink and go away. So where we discover talents again, and where people of artistic mind will meet and rub minds, because most especially, there is no place where you find people, those who want to play football, they know they go to the stadium, those who want to engage themselves in some other things. But we that is in the entertainment something, there should be a place to go to that is meant just for and to meet people and where people will come. It's a resort place center where when you are talking about artistic something, you go there. And at the same time, I'm trying to look at where we have all these artifacts, you know, some of the artwork, carvings, paintings, and things like that, and we'll throw it open again. People will come and see one or two things about our artists in Ondo State, in Ondo Kingdom, what they are doing and things like that. So we should have a place that is dedicated to the arts. So that's what I'm all out for. And some of the projects I have in view. you
But
know.
this project now, what's the time frame that you can say maybe in the next 1, 2, 3 years, 5 years, it will pick up the way I want it to be? Or
Well, this thing again is the issue of uh, finance. I'm doing my little bit, but I believe this year, before the before the end of this 2005, right? Am I right? 2025, sorry, please. Um, you will see things happening here in Genesis, yeah, in Ondo Kingdom, in Ondo State, because we are going to revive this World Music Day again. You know, like I said, I brought it down here because that's a platform where we had to meet and things like that. So all these plans, we are getting them off the ground because I'm having some of surrounding with some youths with fantastic brains with fantastic ideas
yes,
to move things forward. The only thing is that to have somebody who will lead, and I think I have, through experience, I've proved myself that I'm able to do that. But I have to start from my own end first.
yes, sir.
So uh, uh, we are not because it's not a personal thing.
Yes, sir.
It's a legacy because the Genesis thing will be. We're still going to have some board where people, stakeholders will be. It's a legacy. Even if I passed on, we should have something should continue.
Yes, sir.
Because I look at it, apart from I don't know, when you're talking of museum, I think these are Wushika Museum we have here. I believe we should have something. And
I wish I wasn't even focusing on the
it's a family
artistic.
affair. It's a family. No, I'm just
Yeah.
talking about
Yes,
where
sir.
when you're talking about tourism, where people will go to and see things, and so I think we should have. I'm working towards it that we have a hub. So I will reach out to some people, anybody, or some of even the artists, if they have materials that they will use to equip the museum, so that when people come, they will see something to say about them, and at the same time, uh, this gallery of art and whatever we started already. We're putting things together. And if we know people who wants to showcase their work, this place is open. We bring them, they want to do exhibition and things like that. We do it. Yeah. So, and I believe God's grace, before the year runs out, we'll put the stage. The stage will be in place. And because one thing I always believe is that I don't go out to solicit for a fund or whatever. Like I always like to prove myself with what I'm doing. When you see what I'm doing, you know, okay, this person is serious. They will now say, okay, look, we want to. So I don't go out to. So that's part of the reason why, and I don't go out to come and launch this thing for me. No, no, no. So I have that. It's not a question of pride. It's just something I just have. I don't want anybody to influence my artistic what I have in mind. It's one thing to say, okay, come and invest in this thing, but whosoever is going to invest must have that passion.
Yes, not people that. In fact, when we bring people in, if they are not people that understand the vision, see it,
Yeah.
they will want to bring in ideas that might actually dilute because anyone investing might probably be investing for profits, fund,
That's
and
it.
so the picture and the idea that you have, they might probably dilute it or just mix it
You
up
are
with
very
something
much in the
else.
right path. Yes, that's it.
That will make it happen. So now, just a few more questions before we round it up,
There's
sir.
no problem.
Now, looking out back at your career now, what would you what would you hope for to be a legacy that you leave in Ondo and Nigeria as a whole?
Well, that's what I'm working towards now because I just want to leave my imprint in the sound of time. Like Undo here, this is where King Sonny Ade comes from. You understand? And he brought Undo to the world map. People happen to know Undo. Not that they don't know Undo, but when you say Sonny Ade,
Yes, they
they know associate with us. I too want to leave something, a legacy, and I want to do it in a very unique way. I want to do it in a very unique way. Where somebody from America says, okay, let us go to Ondo town and see what is really happening. Not necessarily Dele Fasan. Maybe they are going to the Genesis Gallery. That's why I don't try to put my name on any of these things. It's not a personal thing. It's not a personal thing. It's just the thing is that I'm not afraid to. That's why I said talking about investors or things like that. It's not a monetary or commercial, it's the passion, and we should be able to leave a legacy. So we'll see institutions in so-called developed countries, they leave things that when the generation yet unborn, they will come, they will see that, oh, this is what our forefathers did and things like that. So that's the kind of mentality or the kind of vision I have.
So that's amazing, you know, because if
Mm.
you bring it up a small kid now, like, what do you know about King Sunny Ade? A lot of they can't say anything
Nothing.
apart from maybe he's a musician or it comes to a Kimogun Yell. A lot of
See,
people don't even know understand what a Kimogun is all about.
see.
So I can relate with
Yeah,
your passion.
that's what we look at it now. This place is history. You can see the biography of King Sunny Ade there, the one of Fela up there. You understand? The thing is that we have to create this. It's not a question of just talking about them.
Yeah,
Let them go and see,
study their
study.
life.
So part of what I'm trying to do now is that we will still start some sort of awareness program that this place is open. If you want to read the little we have here,
Yes.
you come and read. If you are into the entertainment industry and things like that, if you want to know about King Sunny Ade, not only the books, there are some of his records that the first record he released or the jackets and things like that. They are talking about streaming songs or music on platform. But when this album came out, how? What was it looking like? You know,
Yes, sir.
things that are physical. You say, okay, when it came out, this is the way it looks like, and things like that. I don't know whether you know where I'm
I
coming from,
get, yes, sir. A lot of
and
people
things like
don't
that,
know, don't know.
and some autographs. I have the autograph of King Sunny Ade here in some of the books there. You see that can you pick
Let's
up
share some.
something. So, like this one here, we have these are things people will see. These are live. This is King Sunny Ade's autograph
Wow.
that he gives to me. This King Sunny Ade autograph. I love collecting autographs. So people who come now, they will see it live.
Hmm.
The real thing in wet ink. So all these ones you have it. This King Sunny Ade's autograph. So not to talk of some others. I have the one of Majek Fashek
Wow.
too. We document all these things. Even the one you gave me, whatever your book, I will document because it's part of history. So all these ones now on King Sunny Ade, the books, this KSA, My Life, My Music. This is the authorized biography. And he did another one again by Clement. This is another one, by Clement Ige and Femi Abulude. These are some of these things. So all these youths, all these young ones, come to this place and read. If you so
Because
have
reading culture
it's
is
time, it's
moving
time.
away.
So we need all these things. Even if it is the one of Fela, this is the authorized biography of Fela himself. He endorsed this. Fela, The Beach of a Life. You understand? So all these books now, I don't want them to get out of this place. So people will come. If you want to come, you read, you try to draw ideas and inspiration. That's why our musicians, they have to, I don't know, it's not enough to just play music and things like that. You have to look at role model,
Yes.
go, do research.
Their life.
How did it study their lives? You understand? This is one Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey. You understand? We keep all these things so that. So when I'm talking about a museum and a place where people will come and do research and get information, apart because there are some again you will find them on the internet or whatever. Like all these jackets, these are light things you see. So though yeah, even all the artists, I try to document their work. I have to I have to give, I don't know, I have to give gratitude to this late Baba who evergreen music. Uh, his name has come to my head now. He's dead now. He's the one who owns evergreen music. He documents things. You understand? He documents things for archival, whatever. So all this one now, there are some song. It's not a question of maybe one is selling some of these vinyl, all these CDs, but for historical purposes. So when they come, they see this how this and this. We can have some. Okay, I'm looking forward to see whether you have some international visitors that will come
And learn
to
more.
learn
And
and
there are people
more.
looking for this information outside.
I can't
Maybe they
find
are not
them.
many, but there are actually people looking
Yeah.
for this information.
So I'm really looking forward to reach out some families. Like when you talk about Baba Jurongbe, you talk about Baba Wai Worry and people like Francis Akitade, all these things, a lot of things, and how even the music, right from that time to this time, the young ones that are playing Jollo, the one that are playing the evolution of the music even in Ondo Kingdom. Because at the point in time, I was still working on the documentary, a visual, a video, whatever, on the evolution of music in Ondo Kingdom to the present day, So that thing is something I'm still working on too. We have to keep history. You understand? So I have this famous quotation by His author Santayana says that those who fail to learn from history are bound to repeat it. And how do you learn from history? You understand? You have to go all out from this thing. So when you see a mistake, you learn from the mistake that the previous person has committed so that you try to veer off from all these things. So to me, I like history a lot and I like documenting things. I like documenting things because there are some even artists that they don't keep records. When they release an album, instead of them to document to keep, they don't keep. So you start asking, I just want to use it to, there's an artist who came in sometime, a notable artist in this town. He said, Baba Genesis, tí bá lè rí kinní kan, mo rántí àti sanwó, mo ready àti ṣe kinní tó bá lè rí. His first album,
Wow, can you imagine?
he was looking, he started going around to everybody, say, Jọ̀ọ́ mo ní pé ọ̀dọ̀ yín mo ti lè rí nǹkan kan, So I keep, but what he had in mind, he wanted to sell that something off. I'm not ready to sell. I'm not ready to give it out.
Yes.
I bought it with my money, but that thing has become a something I've kept for future whatever. So I kept them here. So even though if the musician, no matter how young, I try to document and I collect autographs. You understand? I collect autographs. So you see, if you do something, you say, okay, okay, but I'm not interested in your money. And I still prefer the autograph. I prefer your souvenir.
The money will
You will
finish.
finish. Some people have done their work now, they've forgotten about it. Some of them, I also try to keep the posters, the invitations that they give me, I document. So when I'm talking about Mr. Tope Olajengbesi, anything concerning Olajengbesi, I want to document. If it is the clothes he wore when he went to so place, we receive so. If he's ready to release it, we have it there. The instrument he played, I mean the keyboard he laid his fingers on first, I would like to, if it's ready to release. All these things. Whether in shoe, when you go perform for somewhere else, the show he wore or the way they presented so thing, we keep it, we keep them there. So this thing will, really motivate. Because I remember when I was reading Michael Jackson Moonwalk, he made an allusion to when he went to, is it Apollo Theater in America, that he saw the hall where they put all these great artists. You know, that one really, like Frank Sinatra, what's this other guy he used to dance with, and they're elderly people, but as young as Michael Jackson was there, he saw all those things, and those things that influenced him. The shoe they wore in that picture in the theater gallery said, I would like to become so, 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 so. And look at it today. You know, the name is still living years after he has transited. You understand? So, but these are things that some people say, Olórin kan, Ọ̀gá olórin kan kò help wa, kò ṣe kinní kan, kò ṣe kinní kan. You have to go and look at how this man, some of these people got to where he is now. So that's I'm sorry if I'm saying this because I really respect your family. You people are noted for excellence. Because when I see your brother and I see you and I see even whatever you are doing, I hope I'm not being getting too personal about the whole thing. The Olajengbesi is they have raised the bar. It's not a question maybe what but I like excellence. When I see good things, I always go for it. Look at the book you just published. Look at the days you did the review, the ambience, the people who were there. You understand me now? The packaging, you know. So how do you just come now yourself they are doing this and say, joke, if ẹjọ ṣe ìwé yẹn ò gba 500 naira àbí kò yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, I know what it means to publish a book. Understand? I know what it is to publish a book. So, and even it's not the amount that matters, the contents. Are you with me? The contents means a lot to me because it goes a long way. It will help you to open doors. But people don't read. They don't read. So I don't. How will you expect a musician who says he wants to become this? It's not a question just remain in your own immediate environment and start vibing. But you need to go out of your own estate. And even where you are, people will recognize you for what you are doing. Mm. So, my brother, that's part of some of the things I don't know. When I'm into the entertainment thing, I just feel like, you know, So I really thank you. I don't know if there is any other question you want to.
Okay, that's actually that's actually um that's actually all. I want to say thank you so much for creating time for this because this is part of documentation that we are talking about.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of people that are not in Ondo,
yeah,
but they are going to watch this.
yeah,
They're going to learn. They might be inspired
yeah.
because you don't even know a single word can inspire a generation that
Sure,
you don't
sure,
even know. And
sure.
we tend to our coming generation. We need
Yeah.
to change their what's this their mentality about how
Okay.
they see life, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry now.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you so much,
It's a
sir,
pleasure.
for
It's my
creating the
pleasure. It's my pleasure.
period. This and hopefully by the grace of God, we'll definitely be part of everything that is going on here. And
Amen.
looking
Amen to
forward to
that.
by the time
Amen
I'm
to
coming
that.
back here that all our
Amen to
dreams will be
that.
coming to reality. So
Amen to that.
ah okay.
You want to say
Thank you
something?
everyone. Thank you, sir.
Well, I have to say a very big thank you to uh, all our people out there watching or listening to this podcast. I feel honored to come on this program, and I have to really appreciate what my brother here, Mr. Samuel Olajengbesi, have done because we are documenting history, and it's something that we, the black men, we don't want anybody to come and write our own narratives. We must write our own things. It's not like a man will come and say, okay, Mambo Park discovered River Niger. You understand? Fela
Nigeria
says,
has
"Shey,
always
you
been
never
there.
met some people there, you know." So, well, I have to say a very big thank you to Mr. Samuel Olajengbesi once again. And I have to thank my brother Adaba, who is behind the camera, who is doing a very good job. I really appreciate you all. Well, I don't know. What I'm just saying in conclusion is that anybody who has it in mind, God has touched your mind, you want to support what we are doing here, we'll be very, very happy. Whatever, everything is not monetary.
Yeah.
If it's books you want to give to us, any other things you feel will be advance whatever we are doing here as regards the culture something and the entertainment something. We are open, we are ready to receive. We are not asking, putting any burden on anybody. But if you appreciate what we are trying to do, then there's no problem. We'll always feel happy. Like what my brother here, because if he has, he's now at least he's associating with what we are doing, and he's giving his support because what we are doing now is part of the support. It's part of the support. So I thank you very much,
Thank you so much,
and I
sir.
bless you, and God will continue to guide you in all you are doing, and pray it's going to be well with everybody in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ah, my pleasure. Hey, Joe, Emma,